Welcome back. Welcome in to another Talkin' Trash. Still figuring out how to lead into these episodes.
Yeah, I mean, you yelled at me last episode for my intro, so I was like, all right, what the hell are you gonna do? And you just started to smack your lap a couple times.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not good. It's fine. It's fine. All right, we're here to wrap
We'll
up.
get there.
Here to wrap up summer 2021. It was a season where some anime were released. I don't really have too much else to say about it, so I'm gonna kind of bullshit it for the next 25 minutes.
We can be honest. We tried. We tried.
I really did. Start off with fun stuff. All things that are not anime that came out this season. First bit of news here is got some more information on season 2 of Demon Slayer. The first 7 episodes of season 2 are coming out October 10th, so they're actually going to be in this fall season. And it's going to be basically a retelling of the movie, but there's enough extra content and added scenes where we're kind of getting a full extra episode of content.
Yeah, but like, it kind of. Do you remember with Dragon Ball Super how they put 2 movies in the first like 48 episodes of that?
Yep.
It feels just like that, and I can tell you, I did not watch the first 48 episodes of Dragon Ball Super because of that exact reason. And it really makes me not want to watch this.
I watched the first like 10 episodes of Super and then saw how shitty it looked. Like the quality was abysmal. It was terrible. But then the movies were like, all right, cool. Demon Slayer did the movie first and it was incredible looking. I hope that I'm okay if they copy and paste clips from the movie. That's fine.
I don't know. I feel like it feels almost like it's milking the content. Like,
Yeah.
they put all this hype about doing the movie and it was so successful and so widely watched that it doesn't feel like they needed to do this.
Yeah.
If it was like a lesser anime, maybe even like hell, even like Sword Art Online, Progressive. Like, imagine if Progressive was a leading into, the next season. Like, I don't think anybody would have cared at this point because it would have been like the 5th season of Sword Art Online. But
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's cool like if you never got the chance to go to the theaters and watch it, but
yeah,
outside of that it's not super
maybe I just have
interesting.
privilege because I got to see it and that's why I feel that way. But
Yeah.
still.
Other we'll stay with movies for a bit. The My Hero movie was announced for the US, Canada, UK, and Ireland theaters on October 29th.
Ooh, it's the same day my name gets legalized. I guess I'm celebrating.
Ooh, very nice. It is the day after my wife's birthday, so I'm taking her out on a great My Hero date.
I'm sure she's so happy about that.
Yeah, I don't. My Hero season 6 was announced. That's not like breaking
Is it
news.
really? Yeah, I was about to say, is it really announced as much as the season ended and now we know there's another one? Like
Yeah.
My Hero was going to keep getting its seasons until
Yeah.
the manga ends.
Yeah, like it's official, but like no one was worried that we weren't
Yeah.
gonna get it. So, okay.
Also, I would like to say one thing about My Hero season 5. My prediction was correct. It got the worst rating out of any other My Hero season. I would
fair,
just like to say it got a 7.5, which is I think also the number that I was saying that I think it might get. So, just another point to me.
Yeah, I thought it was alright. I don't know. Maybe it had not the best competition. Violet Evergarden movie coming to Netflix October 13th. If you're watching things legally, I guess that's big news. A pair of things from this season continuing. The case study of Vanitas is getting its second core in January, which is interesting because it did surprisingly well this season, I think. And then also Reincarnated as a Slime had a movie announced for fall of next year.
Yeah, a slime getting a movie. as an isekai, I think it's one of the more popular ones out there. I think I think we're just starting to see these trends right now, where you kind of like take source material and turn it more into a movie and try to get even more sales out of it because movie budgets are at least a little bit different to be able to like make a good showing.
Mhm.
And I mean, so far they've been doing well. Like even there's a free movie in the theaters right now, and it's like number 3 in box office, and so like
Like the
it's
swimming, but not like
yes,
not like they're just letting
no,
people in. All
no,
right, I was
the the
confused.
the the, the swimming anime, the
I was
free
like,
anime.
like
We are
shit.
an
Tell me which
anime
one.
show. We are a free show, but yeah.
Uh,
So I mean, and we definitely are seeing these trends that are happening more often. So I'm just curious how many or how deep into like the popularity is it gonna go before you start to see like imagine we're just gonna all of a sudden get Sunny Boy the movie.
uh, yeah, I'm okay with it because like you said, the budgets are typically much higher than they are for a TV broadcast. But like Slime, I think was like the first isekai that came out where I had enough of isekai. So I actually thought it looked interesting and I wanted to watch it, but I've still never seen any Slime because at the time it came out, I was just like, oh, another one. I should have watched it.
I mean, we're at the point now where there's like 4 isekai per season.
Yep. Yep. And
Just
then,
find your taste in isekai.
yeah, while we're talking about taste in isekai, you wanted to talk about the next thing, so you can. You're allowed. I'm out.
Yeah. Oh, you're allowing me? Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So, you know how we were just talking about reincarnated as a slime? Well, there was an announcement for reincarnated as a sword anime coming out. And I'm looking at the images right now, and it is like a cute little cat girl, and next to her is just a sword. And I know nothing about this. I saw the name and I thought it was a typo, but no, there is
Nope.
reincarnated as a sword. It is a light novel, and it is getting a TV anime adaptation.
I mean, it could be funny. It could be good, but I don't know. I'd rather go back and watch Slime, I guess, is where I'm at on that one.
Yeah, yeah. Something tells me the one reincarnated one's gonna be better than the other one.
Oh, watch Sword be really fucking good.
Sentient weapon swords. Yep.
All right. Into the end of season awards, like actually kind of finally choosing something, not just guessing anymore. Do you want to start us off with Sleeper or should I?
I can start.
Okay.
So, for a while, I've been talking about this anime as anime of the season, and it's been kind of like, we're at the point now where I feel like I'm more willing to call this as a sleeper more than anime of the season. Kind of like how I've been talking about it before, which again, the anime I am talking about is Aquatope or the White Sand. And the way that I've been describing it is it feels more niche. It feels more like for your like non-conventional thought process, which kind of makes me feel like it's more of a sleeper than an anime of the season to me. It's very pretty, very like like Aquatope suggests, it's a very aquatic. It's at aquariums. There's very gorgeous scenes. It's very cute, but it's not an anime that you would look at right away and be like, yeah, this is probably something I want to watch. So I think I'm more comfortable moving it down to the sleeper aspect, just because it is going to be something that's going to be a little bit more niche.
Mhm. I think that's a good call. I didn't watch it this season, so I can't speak to the quality of whether it was the best thing this season or not. But yeah, not seeing a lot of discussion or viewership behind it. So I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
uh,
So
uh,
I felt it was more appropriately for a sleeper than like anime of the season.
which I mean, I've had a lot of trouble picking for this season because it feels like nothing is talked about or popular.
Yeah, I mean the things that are talked about are the things that have sequels right now, and
Yeah,
that's
and
really it.
uh, it's
Again, most people have said that this is your season to take off and catch back up on things, and
yep.
so we're doing our best here. We're doing our best here.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a season better spent catching up on other shows. Because like my sleeper choice, I last week brought up Fena Pirate Princess, and I'm sticking with it, but I'm still not happy about it. Like it's my sleeper choice, but I think it's super mediocre. Which like I don't know. It's so hard to pick something that's like this is actually really good because there's really not a lot of hidden gems. It's just the shows you
No,
know about and nothing.
yeah, I
Um,
mean, it's one of those things that the things that were talked about you would have known about already, and I at least felt like this one wasn't one that was talked about, but I mean, then a pirate princess,
mhm.
like, the ideas and deities know only peace. Like these are things that are just like I don't think I've heard anybody else talk about.
No, and it's like
So I
I don't know.
guess
Pirate Princess it's a production IG show. It's a Crunchyroll original, and I didn't realize this until after I started watching it. But it's also an Adult Swim original, which I don't think I've ever seen for an anime before. It's kind of
I
interesting.
yeah, I
It's a little
mean,
weird.
I'm trying to think. This has I no, you know what? No, Space Dandy. I think that was Adult Swim.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I think Space Dandy's
but
better.
yes. Oh,
It's. I mean, Fena's not done. I think it's only 8 or 9 episodes out. It still has a few more, so we'll see how it ends. But it's been very like interesting concept. But Fena herself seems like a damsel in distress most of the time, instead of like she's more princess than she is pirate, and I think
I can
that's
see why that would be
what's
something that
upsetting.
yeah.
It's like, oh, I need a boy to save me. It's like, no, go stab someone, do something cool.
Also, I will say, one thing I honorable mention, uh, it's a little bit more higher up on the list of things that people have already watched, but I do think Remake Our Life is something that is really interesting, and, obviously, being anime fans and video game people, it's
Mhm.
something that, we can all have, like, a little bit of ourselves probably defined in there because, it's all about, like, working in the video game industry and stuff like that, so it is something that I think is worth keeping in mind if you wanna try something as well from the
Mhm.
season, but it's a little bit more known than for to be a sleeper.
Yeah, that's. I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot to mention it. But one of the reasons I stuck with Fena, even though I think it's just okay, like a 5 or 6 out of 10 kind of show, it is the 22nd most popular show this season.
Okay.
I don't think there's 20 shows better than it. It's
I
okay, but
mean,
it's not.
our overrated is definitely not.
All right, you ready to get into the overrateds then?
Yeah, because I mean, we've kind of been under agreement for this one
Yeah,
since, the second episode,
yeah.
and it's the detective is already dead, The first episode felt like it was gonna be good, and I think the best way to describe it is imagine taking Tokyo Ghoul
Oh,
and
it's already
then
terrible.
this and then deciding, hang on, I'm just gonna put you in school and you're not gonna know what the hell you're doing, and it's just gonna be like random slice of life moments instead of the action of Tokyo Ghoul. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it was the one I called preseason as my overrated because it was like the most popular show for the season, but it didn't look very good at all.
I thought it was pretty well animated for the first episode, honestly. Like, that one, I'm gonna talk about it because it's
Mhm,
the first freaking episode, but
mhm.
that scene with the shotgun where she's like walking on the airplane, like that was like a well done animated shot right there. And I
Yeah,
know a lot of people talked about that, but
yeah, I think
uh,
the art and animation's fine. I think it looks fine, but the actual like script
substance.
and yeah, yeah, the dialogue and it's not
I
very
also
well
feel like
done.
I would have thought the characters were more interesting if they didn't decide one episode in that the main character was yeah, no, it's
Mhm.
it got a 6.4 and it was the third most watched thing. That's pretty
Yeah.
telling right there.
That's the other thing I wanted to mention here as an overrated. It is, I mean, the top two most watched things we've kind of alluded to, we've mentioned them in past episodes, is Reincarnated as a Slime Season 2 and Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Season 2. So the detective is already dead is the most watched new show this season, and it shouldn't be. It
Yeah,
it
it
just
is
doesn't deserve to
literally
be up there.
rated lower than Girlfriend.
Yeah, a 6.4 as the third most watched show. That's
Yeah,
not
that's
good.
bad. That's bad. That's very, very bad.
Yeah, and I mean, I called out uh Vanitas last week or last episode as one to watch out for as maybe an overrated because that is the next most popular new show, and I think it was the highest rated new show. But
Yeah, it's almost out of date actually, so
yeah,
I
no,
think it's something that I might be down to even try.
uh, that is like the only show this season I'm comfortable recommending to people. So I'm not going to consider it an overrated show. I think it does deserve to be the highest rated new show this season. And like I said, it reminded me so much of Bungo Stray Dogs. And I know you and a lot of other people do really, really enjoy Stray Dogs. So I'm excited for core two of that in January.
Yeah, I would be down to definitely try that one out. I mean, I did just take a quick scroll through there, and it actually is the highest rated like new thing.
Hmm.
The other like close ones are within like point 0.3 of each other, which is pretty significant for what it's worth, especially because Ivanitas has 230,000 people that have it listed on theirs comparatively to like anything else, which is going to be a pretty significant margin to get a higher average like that.
Yeah, and going off of these rankings and things, I just remembered the our season preview for summer. I asked the buy or sell question of do you think there will be anything in the top 100 on Mal? I forget exactly what the answers are. I think you bought and I sold. The
I bought off of the basis of the two sequels.
Yep. The highest rated show this season is Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, ranked at 102.
Yeah,
So we ended up
it's right there.
just outside of that, but not a single top 100 show this season, including the big sequels. Which, I mean, is just kind of an indicator of
Yeah, I
what there
mean, to be
was.
fair, 102 is still an 8.5, so, like, Kobayashi's
Yes.
Dragon Maid was very, very popular still. It was very well done, but just in the grand scheme of things, based off of my anime list, it just again, like,
Yeah.
it had 340,000 people nearly that had, like, watched it there. Like, Kobayashi is popular,
Mhm.
so it definitely had the potential.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely gonna be one of those two, but
Yeah.
just outside of it, not too bad. Now the shows that are too bad, um, and I'll start it off because we could just keep going down the list of most
Yeah, sure.
watched shows. I don't know if you have the page open in front of you right now.
Oh, I do.
All right, so we've talked about Slime Part 2, we talked about Kobayashi Part 2, we talked about Detective is Already Dead, we talked about Vanitas. For some reason, you goddamn degenerates. The fifth most watched show this season is Girlfriend.
Are we surprised? Really,
No!
like, people are yeah, they are degenerates.
It's wrong. But I get it. It's I don't feel like I recommend dumpster fires to people very often. But if
I
you
mean,
want to watch a train wreck, here it is.
I feel like you always have to have that one dumpster fire that you recommend your friends just so that they
Oh
have
yeah.
to sit. It's like that one thing where if I saw it, now you have to.
Yes, it's a little bit of that, and I don't know if other people are as uh
Degenerate.
I don't know, troubled as I am, but I occasionally do need just like a really shitty junk food show to watch. I did not want to sit through all of Girlfriend. This season was not the time where I needed a garbage show, but it's nice once in a while to just turn off your
So,
brain.
it's funny because for me, that like turn off your brain stuff is isekais. Typically, I
Yes,
just like
those
all the
usually are.
plots are very linear, and I'm like, I don't need to check those out.
Those usually are the good turn your brain off junk foods. This season it happened to just be uh, girlfriend.
And for me, my dumpster fire, which has stayed the same the whole time, is Sunny Boy because I couldn't turn my brain on and watch that show. It was just
Yeah.
it's I like I went back. I had watched episodes like 1 through 8, and then a couple days ago, I was like, all right, I'll finish all of them because I really just was like not looking forward to it. I started like episode 9. I got a couple minutes in, and I'm just like, why do I want to watch this again? Like, I, j- I just, I felt like I was almost like torturing myself because I just don't understand what's going on. For call me stupid, but like I didn't appreciate the minimalistic approach. I
Mhm,
understand that it's like its own unique like art style, like ping pong and stuff like that, but I didn't like it.
mhm.
I don't really care for the plot. It's kind of like it almost turns into episodic parts instead of an actual plot, but they
Yeah,
try to like cohere it into like some sort of plot that doesn't make any sense. It's just it
yeah,
felt like there was an idea that just didn't have anywhere to go with it.
yeah, I agree with the point. It kind of ended up being episodic, even though it felt like the kind of show that shouldn't have been. It felt like they should
Yeah,
have
it
been
should have been
moving,
like a
but
cool like mystery.
yeah, which, it's not really resolved as neatly as maybe the viewers would hope it would be. Um, we are actually recording this episode a day later than usual because I had to wait and see the last episode of Sunny Boy before I could fairly judge it, just because it's that kind of show. I don't need to see all 12 episodes of Girlfriend to tell you what I think of it. I kind of needed to see all of Sunny Boy to have a an informed opinion. I think, and it was my choice for anime of the season for the last few episodes we've done here. I think it was still good, but the episodic approach was kind of odd where it felt like every individual episode had their own lesson and it was kind of being told through the lens of just one individual character. Um, those episodes that you kind of dropped it around that 8, 9, 10, and later is where I think I started to understand the individual episodes more. The problem is understanding those individual episodes and individual stories doesn't help you understand the whole story because it's episodic. So,
Look,
like, I was
I
still don't really know what happened for the first half of the show, even though I kind of got the second half.
like call me stupid, call me whatever for not being able to understand it, but if an anime takes 8 to 9 episodes to uncover what's going on there, that's not a good sign.
No,
I should be able to feel like I'm interested and I can understand what's going on 2 to 3 episodes in at most.
and that was another issue I think that it could face is that it's not as compelling, like action wise or anything like that, in terms of what is showing you on the screen each
No, and I think
week.
that's the
It's
minimalistic
very
approach.
it's minimalistic in the setting and designs, but it's also very dialogue heavy.
Mhm.
So I can see people getting bored very, very quickly.
Like, at least ping pong has, like, a sports aspect to it, so it can have, like, those hype moments with the animation. Yeah, and, like, this is just very talk, 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 talk with very little mouth movement and, like, artistic stuff going on in the background.
Mhm. And so that's gonna take us into the anime of the season because I've been with Sonny Boy for the past 11 weeks, trying to ride it out, trying to wait and see how it would end. If it would blow me away, it really didn't. So I can't I it's so tough to pick an anime of the season for this season.
Oh, you're actually gonna move it?
I
I look, we have it written down that you have Sunny Boy as your anime of the season. That's why I made the yawn thing because I was gonna be all boring about it because I already stated my case.
Oh
But
no, this take is gonna be anything but boring. I
girlfriend.
I don't know. I don't know if my choice for anime of the season is technically the best anime this season. I mean, there's probably a lot of good out there. I think you could argue Vanitas. I think if you really understood everything at Sunny Boy, you can argue Sunny Boy. But the show that I legitimately just enjoyed watching the most, which is how I'm judging it this season. No critical reviews or anything. Star Wars Visions was the most entertaining thing to come out this season. Star
Mhm.
Wars is my anime of the
Mhm.
season.
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
I
that
got
kind of
nothing on
season.
that. I got you somehow found a way to just get me to finally shut up.
No,
It's your dream.
I
You finally got me to do it.
I didn't come in here looking for a spicy take. I woke up this morning, I was like, if Sonny Boy doesn't crush it, my favorite show was Star Wars. It's just it was really cool. It was so cool. That's it. There was no other show that
I
was really cool.
I literally have zero idea what went on in the show. I couldn't tell you anything
Oh my
about it.
god, it was like
You have just put me on the spot for I I you
look,
have me speechless.
it's all you have to know is it's 9 episodes, all episodic, totally unrelated. You can watch them out of order. If an episode sucks, you just skip it, whatever. Um, the episode from Shaft is basically like if Neil Patrick Harris was in Kill La Kill. So that's awesome in like every way imaginable. They did some cool
The
CGI.
opposite of suit up?
Um, his naked man technique. So it's like of the 9 episodes, there were like 4 or 5 that were like amazing, and then the other episodes kind of hit or miss. That's how it's going to be when you have 9 different directors and studios and writers and all that. But it was the most enjoyable show this season.
Okay. Okay. Well, on the topic of most enjoyable and things that I thought were actually good and not just most enjoyable, I moved Remain to my anime of the season. That's right, I chose the frickin' water polo anime as my anime of the season. I looked forward to that anime every week. I enjoyed it. Maybe it's because I like sports anime, but I think that it actually is doing a really good job of having like a compelling story and making the characters likable, but also having like characteristics that you dislike about them to not make them perfect.
It's
And
good.
like
It's
that's
good.
obviously like the big thing about like sports anime. Like you have someone like Kageyama from Haikyuu, where you know really dickish personality and sort of evolves himself there. Remain is a growth anime, but it's water polo based and it's trying to do a lot of good things. And I mean, it is pretty well animated for what it's worth. So I am very much enjoying it. And on top of that, it's supposed to be getting an English adaptation, and Robbie Damon's going to be the voice actor for the main character. So that's pretty cool. But the fact that it's getting an English adaptation, I don't think many things from this season can say that.
That is a very good argument. That's no, good point. You win.
I
Also,
win.
it's also below Pirate Princess. It's what 22, 3, 4, the 25th most popular thing this season.
Hmm.
So it's truly just throw a dart. Like if there's a genre you like, watch it. I, I mean, I haven't got
I'm always willing to give sports anime a shot, so I'm glad. I'm just gonna say I'm glad that I gave this one a shot. That's kind of how I felt about it, because I thought I went into this thinking it was gonna be I was gonna be a joke to me, but I actually found
yeah.
myself. I binged like 6 episodes of it like a couple days ago, just because I was like, I want it. I just like, let me watch it again, kind of thing.
Yeah, you were talking it down as you were picking it in the first episode here. I remember that.
Hmm. And it just progressively went up. It went
Mhm.
to from sleeper to anime of the season.
Yeah.
Just the progressive good things about it. There was one episode where I thought it was gonna go bad, but then I actually was like, "Wait, no," I gave it, like, more time and stuff like that, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I like how this is developing then."
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess the fun part this season is kind of we've been able to just talk to each other about what we've seen because we're not watching a lot of the same stuff.
Yeah,
Because
and I think
it's
that's part of the appeal to, like, always having anime is just,
mhm.
having somebody who's watching different things as you to sort of be able to have these kinda conversations.
Yeah, I don't think this is a season we're ever gonna like look back on. I can't see that many things from this season in like a year from now being like, oh, you remember this show? It was great. It aired in the summer of 2021.
No, I'm gonna be honest. In like 3 years, no one's gonna remember what aired in this season,
No.
unless you're talking about like Kobayashi. If anything, if maybe like a season 3 comes out soon, but like otherwise, I don't foresee anybody really remembering too much from this season. But again, like maybe I think this anime might even get a season 2, so I would not be
Mm,
surprised if it's something that could at least be talked about in the future because of that.
yeah, and I mean, I feel like kind of weird to say this, but I feel like we were due for a season that just didn't have a banger. I mean,
Yeah, I agree. I think people needed a lull, especially because again, like last season was 7 different anime that everybody was watching and trying to keep up with everything. And then there was Odd Taxi that came out of nowhere toward the end, and then there was
yeah,
like all these other things that people were trying to watch. So to give yourself a chance to really like catch up on things, sometimes we need those seasons.
yeah. I mean, highest rated thing this season being Kobayashi, but last season, Fruits Basket, Odd Taxi, Vivi, To Your Eternity, Tokyo Revengers, and then My
Which
Hero, which
technically
shouldn't
finished
get
this
rated though.
season,
But
and I do have I do want to talk about Tokyo Revengers actually,
go ahead,
just
go for it.
because if I wasn't going to pick something specifically from the season, I would have still put Tokyo Revengers up there. I I thought I remember early on you were unsure if this was going to be good. You thought it
Yeah,
wasn't. You thought it was going to be like overrated or something along those lines. And this thing surpassed any sort of thoughts that I would have had. It's become like the obsession with my two friends. We all read the manga weekly. We all talk about what's going on there. The manga itself has started to sell 40 million copies without having any English release yet. This has become such a almost like phenomenon in such a short amount of time. And the only problem with it selling better in America is so the gang is Tokyo Manji, yeah? So, the gang uses the, like, Buddhist sign for peace, which looks like a swastika, and it's on the jackets
hmm,
everywhere, so it's hard to censor that in America and stuff like that, so that's gonna be, like, the biggest thing that holds it back,
yeah,
but in the anime, there were moments in the anime where they like, when they took, like, the one picture around all 6 of, like, the gang members, there was just an empty spot on the paper, and
yep,
that's because the symbol was supposed to be there, but
yeah.
otherwise, this is just such a compelling, like, mystery to me on top of just, like I find the main character can be frustrating at
I
times,
hate him.
but also I love most of the side characters there that,
I
like, I don't mind it.
I love every side character more than him. I think Takemichi's like my 15th favorite character from his show.
I mean, that's valid. I think most people. I think they make him an unlikable main character for,
Mhm.
like, the reason to make him seem wimpy and
Yeah,
pathetic.
no, he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm admittedly pretty confused with the ending of Tokyo Revengers.
I mean, it leads into a 2nd season, but also,
Yeah,
like,
but a little like there's a lot of questions.
I will say, as a manga reader, I did not think it was gonna end there.
Okay. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
It's one of those episodes that presents more questions than it provides answers. So
Mhm.
I kind
It's
of
a cliffhanger ending,
yeah,
but
the credits rolled and I was like,
yeah.
what?
But also, I think I was okay with it, again, as a manga reader, like,
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
okay.
the ending yeah, but I very much like it. I very much am happy that it sort of was a thing that I had no idea about, and it ending just means I'm now looking forward to when season 2 can get made,
Yeah,
whenever that is.
yeah, I am very much looking forward to season 2, and to kind of piggyback on what you said, I would also put Tokyo Revengers above like Star Wars or Sonny Boy as anime of the season if we were taking the holdovers
Yeah.
above
I guess the real
My
question is if
Hero
you
as
wanted to
well.
go over the whole holdovers, would you do To Your Eternity or Tokyo?
That's the other thing I was gonna mention too. I liked the part of To Your Eternity that was actually airing in spring, but once it kind of got to those last maybe 5 6 episodes, I didn't really like it that much.
See, I actually think I liked the, ending parts a little bit more, and I
Oh,
cried on the last
okay,
episode.
okay,
There was a lot of, like, emotional, like, build up for me, but I also binged 8 episodes in, like, one day, so I think it was a little bit easier for me on, like, a
hmm,
finish it all in one go than sort of get, like, the
yeah,
weekly build up for it kinda thing, but I think I would still put Tokyo Revengers personally over To Your Eternity just because To Your Eternity is a little bit more of like a focus watch to keep up with everything, and like if you look
yeah.
away for a couple minutes, you might get confused with what's going on or who the characters are.
Yeah, so knowing that you've seen it now, it's the I didn't really like the prison arc of
Mhm.
To Your Eternity. I thought everything else was awesome. I did think the last episode was good, but there was just like that 5 or 6 episode lull, which in a 20
Yeah.
episode series is significant.
But who knows what'll happen because I mean, we have the season 2 was obviously already announced and we
Yep.
talked about that. So next year we already have a date for it. So it's something to look forward to as well.
Yeah, and I'll watch it. I'm looking forward to it because I mean, overall was still really good.
Yeah.
All right. And that's it. That is the summer. We're finally through it.
And
Gonna
now we
be
can start looking. Yeah, I mean, I think we are, and honestly, I think the fall season's going to be better, which you could probably look forward to in the next week after this episode for our sort of early season predictions without really even watching anything, just trying to go off of what we have. And I think we both have a little bit more common ground in what we want to watch, but
yeah.
also I think there's going to be more things that we are interested in.
Yeah, I think from comparing next season to the season that just ended, I think we're gonna have, instead of the Kobayashi and Slime at the top, you're gonna have original shows rather than the sequels.
Yeah, I
But
definitely can see that. I mean, there's definitely a good amount of originals right now that are leading up to potential there.
I do feel like though it might fall off really hard after those top few. It might end up being a pretty shallow season.
Yeah, but I mean, being top heavy is better than having nothing.
Nothing at all.
Yeah,
I guess so.
rather be thick in one area than thick in no
Goodbye.
areas.
Goodbye. That's it.
Yeah.
We'll see ya. Stay thick, viewers.